Selling to other businesses, B2B sales, it can feel like you're trying to solve this incredibly complex puzzle, right? But what if I told you it's not chaos? What if it's just a series of logical, common sense steps? Well, that's what we're doing here today. We're laying out the complete blueprint, turning that mess into a clear, repeatable process.
Okay, so let's put you in the driver's seat for a second. Imagine you've got this amazing product, software, an AI solution, whatever. The real trick isn't building the thing. The real challenge is finding the right companies that actually need it, getting to the heart of their problems, and showing them, without a doubt, that you're the one who can fix it. That's the whole game right there.
B2B sales gets this reputation for being super complex, maybe even a little intimidating with all the jargon. But here's the secret. If you strip all that away, it's really just a logical flow. It's organized common sense. And that's exactly what we're about to walk through, step by step. No fluff.
A great sale never, ever starts with a cold call or a random email. It starts way before that with a solid strategy. So that brings us to our first phase, laying the foundation. We're going to cover 3 absolutely essential steps here: research, creating a profile, and building personas. Think of this as the homework you have to do if you want to win. First up, market research. This is like your spy mission, your reconnaissance. Before you do anything else, you've got to understand the whole landscape. Which industries are booming? What are their biggest headaches right now? And crucially, where is the money actually being spent? Because let's be real, you can't sell a solution to someone who doesn't have a problem they can afford to fix. It's just practical, right? You wouldn't set up a lunch counter in the middle of a quiet residential street. No, you'd go find a business park that's packed with offices and hungry people. B2B sales is exactly the same thing. Go where the demand already is. And that leads us perfectly into step 2, creating your ideal customer profile, or what we call an ICP. So if market research showed you the entire ocean, the ICP tells you exactly which fish you should be trying to catch. It helps you to find the perfect company, the right size, the right industry, the right budget, so you can focus all your energy there and stop wasting time on dead ends. I mean, the analogy says it all. Trying to sell high-end luxury furniture to students in a dorm room, it's a complete waste of everyone's time. Your ICP is that critical filter that makes sure you're only talking to companies that can actually use and pay for what you're selling. But then we get even more focused. That's step 3, buyer personas. So you've found the right company, great, but now, who's the right person to talk to inside that company? Because a CEO cares about revenue growth, but the head of IT, they care about security and reliability. Each person needs a completely different message tailored to what keeps them up at night. And really, this all boils down to one simple, powerful truth. It's the foundation of all sales. You are not selling to a faceless building or a logo. You're selling to a human being, a person with their own goals, their own pressures, their own motivations. Your job is to connect with that person. Okay, so our foundation is solid. We know who we're targeting and why. Now it's time for phase 2, finding your customers. This is where all that strategy turns into real-world action. We're going to cover getting the data, crafting the right message, and then finally the outreach. Step 4, data acquisition. Look, this isn't the most glamorous part, but it is absolutely non-negotiable. You figured out who you want to talk to. Now you actually need their name, their email, their phone number. Without good, accurate data, your entire strategy is just a nice idea on a whiteboard. Next, we've got your campaign theme, and this is so important. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wakes up in the morning excited about software development. They don't care about your service. They only care about what it does for them. So your message has to be all about solving one of their specific problems. Just look at the difference here. We Do Software Development is all about you. It's generic, it's boring, it's getting deleted. But we reduce delays and save costs. Now you're talking their language. You're talking about outcomes that matter to their business. One gets ignored, the other gets a reply. And finally, for this phase, we have campaign planning. Don't just start firing off emails and making calls randomly. A great campaign is planned out. You decide which channels to use, what the message sequence looks like, what the timing is. Trust me, a structured, methodical approach will beat chaos every single time. So, let's say your outreach is working. People are actually responding. Awesome. Welcome to phase 3, from lead to opportunity. This whole section is about taking that initial spark of interest and carefully turning it into the flame of a real potential deal.
It all starts with lead generation. That's the moment someone basically raises their hand. They reply to your email, they download a white paper, whatever. They are now a lead. But here's the key. They are a possible customer. That word possible is doing a lot of work there. A lead is not a sale. Not yet.
And that brings us to a make or break step, lead qualification. Before you sink hours and hours of your life into this, you have to find out, is this lead for real? Do they have a genuine problem you can solve? Do they have a budget to solve it? And are you talking to someone who can actually say yes? This step protects your most valuable resource, your time.
Think about it like this. You would never rent out your house to a total stranger without checking them out first, right? You check their job, their income, make sure they can actually pay the rent. Lead qualification is the exact same kind of due diligence for a business deal.
Okay, so once a lead passes all those checks, it graduates. It becomes an opportunity. And this is a huge turning point. The conversation isn't just a casual chat anymore. It's a real potential business deal. And it now justifies you spending serious time and energy designing a custom solution for them.
All right, we're in the home stretch now, the final phase, closing the deal. You've done all the hard work to find a real opportunity and nurture it. Now it's time to bring it home. We've got the final 3 steps, the proposal, the agreements, and of course, the signature.
These last steps are all about getting everything crystal clear and getting that final commitment. First up is the proposal. That's the formal document where you lay it all out, what you'll do, what it costs, and how long it'll take. Then you've got the legal stuff, like an NDA for confidentiality and a statement of work, or SOW, to prevent any arguments down the road. And then, finally, the moment you've been working for, deal closure. The contract gets signed and it's official.
So there you have it, the entire 12-step blueprint. We went from the 30,000-foot view of market research all the way down to the nitty-gritty of a signed contract. Following these 12 steps takes the guesswork and the luck out of sales and turns it into a predictable, repeatable engine for growing your business.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. You now have the blueprint. Take a hard look at your own sales process. Where's the weak link? Where is it breaking down? Are you skipping the research up front? Is your messaging just not landing? Or are you maybe wasting way too much time on leads that we're never going to buy anyway? Finding that one broken link is the very first step to building a much, much stronger sales machine.